Hi guys and welcome back here to Drone Emotion. To back here once again with a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing a comparison between the DJI Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro and the all new Mini 4 Pro to find out whether or not this brand new Mini 4 Pro actually has any upgrades whatsoever, and if the upgrades that it does have, are they significant enough to make you want to upgrade from whether the Mini 3 or the Mini 3 Pro? Well, that is exactly what we're going to be finding out today. But before we get started with today's video, if you're new to the channel, welcome here, and if you want to keep up to date with any upcoming DJI product, you already know this is the place to come for all the latest updates and news. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video, which will be quite exciting, and that is because today, thanks to our good friend Igor Bogdanov, we're bringing you a comparison between the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 3, and the Mini 4 Pro. So without any much further ado, let's go ahead, take a look at the specs and see if there are any differences whatsoever. So here we have it. Let's talk about the weight. The weight is exactly the same for all three drones. They are all under 249 grams. Let's talk about the sensor size. What do we have going on? Well, they all have the exact same sensor size. It's a 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor. Now they all have a vertical camera as well, so you can shoot vertically, so that's good. Now let's talk about video resolution, because for this new Mini 4 Pro we're gonna be having 4K 60 at HDR, 4K 60 frames per second and HDR, and 4K 30 in the Mini 3 Pro, and 4K 60 with the Mini 3. So they all seem to be exactly the same. Now let's talk about slow motion, because this is where one of the main differences between the Mini 4 Pro and the rest lies, and that is because we do have a slow motion at 4K at 100 frames per second. And now the Mini 3 Pro does have a slow motion at 1080p and 120 frames per second, which in my opinion is more than enough, and the Mini 3 doesn't have that. Now let's talk about colors. What do we have there? So on the Mini 4 Pro we do have D-Log and 10-bit as well as HLG. Now on the Mini 3 Pro we only have the Cinelike, which for most recreational users that's more than enough, and well, the Mini 3 just has a standard color profile. Let's talk about the transmission system that we have. So on the Mini 4 Pro we do have OcuSync 4, which will give us 20 kilometers, which that is once again one of the biggest selling factors for this Mini 4 Pro. On the Mini 3 we do have OcuSync 3 with up to 12 kilometers of range, and the Mini 3 obviously has the quickest with OcuSync 2 and maximum 10 kilometers, which is still pretty solid even in 2023 in my personal opinion. And lastly, let's talk about what's going on in terms of obstacle avoidance. So this Mini 4 Pro now has 360 degrees of obstacle avoidance. The Mini 3 Pro only has front, backwards, and downwards, and the Mini 3 only has downward obstacle avoidance. So there you guys have the full breakdown and comparison between the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, and the Mini 4 Pro. Now, after seeing all of this, what are your thoughts on the Mini 4 Pro? Do you guys think DJI did enough for this Mini 4 Pro, or do you think they fell short? Now, in my personal opinion, I think they could have done maybe something more. I don't know. That's just me personally. But the fact that we had the exact same size sensor, the exact same flight time on all three drones, and the only big changes, I know these are going to be big for some people out there. The first one is going to be obviously obstacle avoidance, 360 degrees. Now, once you're in intermediate to advanced pilot, you really don't need 360 degrees of optical avoidance. That's really not that important. What I do believe the two most important things between the Mini 4 Pro and the other two Mini 3s are is just gonna be the transmission system Oxygen 4, which will most likely be of significance to anyone that lives in a very congested city where you have a lot of obstruction. That is where you might have Oxygen 4 coming in really handy. But if you live out in the in the forest, or maybe out in a place where you don't have as much Wi-Fi interference and you don't have as much tall buildings close to you, Oxygen 3 and even Oxygen 2, which is what the Mini 3 has, will be more than enough. And lastly, the color profile. Yes, this new Mini 4 Pro does have 10-bit, the Cinelike, and of course HLG. Yes, that is real nice, and that is only going to be used, and it's gonna be coming in handy if you actually like to do post-production. Because if you're just a normal person just likes to go out and film and then just share that video with your friends, that really won't be much of an important factor for you. But that is just my personal opinion. I would love to know what you guys' thoughts are down in the comment section down below. But that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. This is Drone Emotion, signing out.